Hello everybody, welcome back to Formula 1 2018 for the German Grand Prix, Hockenheim Ring. We are going to have an interesting one today, I do believe, because we are starting kind of near the mid-pack. I think we're 8th on the grid if there's no penalties. A rough day in qualifying as it rained, and as you can see here, it's going to be a cloudy race, but then possibly rain at the very end. Where at the very end is the question. You know, does that happen to the point where we don't even change tires? Does it happen, 3/4 of the way through the race? That's going to be the big question. Well, I guess the only way to answer that is to go to the race. Actually, I just want to look at something real quick. That is this. Alright, so I do have another one of these available. Okay, I am going to go ahead and fit the new MGU what is it at now? 67%. You know what? For a race that I'm not, like, hugely confident in, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the older parts here, rather than put wear on the new one. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. I think it'll be okay. Alright, to the race. Nice sunny day.
There's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. With average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour, the Hockenheim Ring is a quick circuit with a lap distance of 2.8 miles, around 17 corners. The main DRS zone through Parabolica leads into the hairpin for the best overtaking opportunity on the track.
Wait, there's a Parabolica here too? I thought that was a Monza. Yes, very nice Mercedes. Hey, and the AMG logo popped in eventually. What is with these awkward pauses right here?
Well then, after
they must have broken
qualifying
that
session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up.
That's what we're supposed to talk about us.
Start on pole. Fantastic qualifying.
So Ferrari in the front row, then
and Valtteri Bottas will line
actually
up
it's
alongside.
Ferrari, Mercedes
Looking
in the front
down
row.
the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo.
Somebody got
and
bumped back then.
Red,
Yeah.
Sainz, Alonso, and Esteban Ocon.
Who is it?
Van Dorn, Perez, Lance Stroll,
Who is it?
and Verstappen.
Verstappen.
Ericsson, Gasly,
Okay.
Sergei Sirotkin, and Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc and Brendan Hartley rounds off the grid.
Interesting, interesting.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Oh, this is a gross strategy. This is disgusting. I hate the medium tires. They are the worst. What are they saying for the other strategy? 43.56. They're saying it's a 6-second longer strategy. I know the winning strategy is the one stop, but I just really hate the medium tire. I don't think there's any option for me though. I'm really tempted because what if see, this is where I wish I had a real engineer to go over some strategy, because I don't know. I honestly do not know at this point what to do. I guess I'll go for the main strategy, the one stop, but I'm not happy about it. Alright, not quite the view we've gotten used to here. Let's try and get this thing out of the gate. Hooked up pretty well there. On a low RPM launch. Keep him to the inside. Not a lot of grip over there in the grass, or on the AstroTurf, whatever that is. Alright. We are right up behind Magnussen, which is exactly where I wanted to get to. Pretty clean start overall. P6. Some draft passes developing.
Keep it up.
Magson's really on the brakes there. Look, because his two cars were side by side in front of him. I think that may have caused some issues behind us, as I really had to jam on the brakes in order to not hit them. Yeah, much closer than I would like. this already feels good. It feels good to see Magnussen in 5th place in front of me, and yes, there was some shenanigans. We had 2 cars that got sent to the back for penalties or just missing qualifying options, but it does feel like he's been on pace for the entirety of the race weekend. That said, I'd really like to get around him. 5th place is more in line with where I'd like to be. What do we have up front that's out of order? Oh, we're missing Verstappen and Hamilton, so that would put us 7th, 8th. Yeah, that makes sense. A little bit of lockup there on my part. I'm trying to brake where we were braking in qualifying, and I think the car is a little too heavy for that. I gotta get this thing out of full power mode. That would help us in the braking zones. We weren't approaching them at Mach 15. Alright, you can see the gap is opening up now between Magnussen.
Right, we think the car behind might start to have fuel management issues. Let's see if we can use this to our advantage over the next few laps.
That's interesting. I guess that's just a call that they've switched fuel modes, I don't know. The saying is you can see the gap between Magnussen and Ricardo now. I'd like to see this gap between 6th and 7th open up a bit more, aka me and Hockenheim. I feel a little bit more comfortable that way. We're gonna get DRS versus Magnussen on the back straightaway here.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
Alright, the only way that I know to do that is to stay out of traffic. So, I mean, that makes it even more important for me to get around Magnussen here. Because I don't see any way we're going to be battling for 4th place anytime soon. That gap's going to continue to grow. That gap. A little skatiness in the rear of the car there. I think the best thing that could happen for me in this race is if something happened where we had like a safety car or something that we could put a set of ultras on the car. Because this car is, at least with me at the wheel, a rocket ship on those tires. It's pretty rough on these harder compounds. Yeah, we're gonna triple DRS here. See if we can use that to line up a move. Get a good launch out of there. Yeah, this should be enough, easily. Yep. Okay, don't outbrake yourself down here. Oh, that was just about perfect. It doesn't get much better than that, as far as how to pass cleanly and how to not mess up your teammate doing it. Nice. I will have to work at trying to build a bit of a gap to him so that I'm not holding him up and so that I'm not being held up. I am glad that we started in a little bit of the sun, because it gives me hope that the race will stay dry for a good bit of time.
The gap to the leader is 6.0 seconds.
I don't know who that is. I guess it's Botox, but he's kind of checking out, isn't he? Or is that group ahead of us? That's 4th, 3rd, 2nd? No, it's not.
The car ahead is 2.0 seconds.
He's on DRS, but I don't think he's making any moves. Seems like he's pretty content to ride there. For now. Which is good. Back ahead of us is side by side again. The only way we were able to hang with them is when they were racing each other. I'd like to see that.
We're looking at some gearbox wear. Try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum.
Yeah, I'll consider that, okay? I'm not really going to consider that. There's not much I can do there. I mean, there is. You can just run the engine out more and not shift at the end of the straightaways, but I don't know if that's really going to save enough off of the gearbox wear to make a huge impact.
Okay, we're not seeing any issues with tyre wear right now. You should have good grip for a while yet.
That's what I expected to hear. At this juncture, looks like we're pretty heavy on fuel. That number seems like it came up quite a bit at some point. There are places on track where I feel like I'm running down that group ahead of us, but it's not everywhere just yet. We're in that, like, tantalizing zone where
We have excess fuel weighing us down. Set the fuel mix to mode 3. Let's push.
it just feels like I could push the car, I could get another 10% out of it, and maybe start to catch Ricardo ahead of me, but if I don't catch him, then it's really going to be a wasted effort, and we will have put ourselves in a bad position for no reason. Whew. That gets dicey right there. The back end dances around. It might be a different game with Ricardo.
Vettel's in first place.
Oh, Vettel first. It might be a different game between the two of us if he drops out of DRS range, which it looks like he has. I was very late on the brakes there. Cost me maybe half a second or more. All that speed from running rich mix. I was not prepared for it. I think this track is once again showcasing the brakes of this car. Maybe not its strong suit.
Gap to car in front is 2.5 seconds.
That's about what I said. I lost half a second. I also noticed the rear tires look very warm. So I'm going to try to do some things to mitigate that by maybe running lower, not really lower gears, that's just going to put it more in the torque range. Just try and stay off the throttle a little bit more off turn, but this is that case where the tires are hot. DRS has failed, okay, well I guess it's good to have it fail now. I don't know why that's happening so much this weekend.
DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix.
Okay. Now it's going to be a problem, though. Now I'm not going to be able to use it to attack back here.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus. A new strategy is available on the MFT.
Yeah, they're going to want us to double pit. Oh, no, not that.
Understood, copy that.
That was a terrible place to try and do that. What I was trying to get at is the tires are hot, which is making the cars slide, and sliding the car is making the tires hot. It makes it hard to fix that problem, because it just keeps making itself worse. Got some power to use here. Gotta stop it sliding there. That's probably one of the places it's gaining the most temp in those rear tires. Boy, if we only had DRS here. They were in the right gap. But no. Backing up that braking zone a bit now. That's what got us in trouble. That's why we are where we are. It's because I mucked up that turn. The other factors are that we're going to have Hamilton eventually working his way through this field. So we're definitely going to have to hold him off at some point, as well as Verstappen. We don't know where Verstappen's going to manage to work up through the field also. But I think I already see Hamilton in the group behind us. So that's going to be a problem sooner rather than later. You guys ever going to fix this DRS or no? Seems like no. Bit of overdrive there. Definitely fighting with rear tire overheating quite a bit. The way they model carcass temperature now, it takes longer for those rear tires to properly cool down. Which is accurate. This is the way that it works. We have actually been kind of chasing them back down here, though. It wasn't much, but I think I did actually manage to get the rears to calm down a bit. A butt? Calm down a butt. I say that as the back end walks out on me right there. The lack of DRS right now is very frustrating. But as long as we're staying up here with Magnussen, probably cool. Still a lot of this race to go, and I don't think I have the pace to walk away from him, so it didn't really matter. That group ahead of us is still fighting it out. I would be none too surprised if something happened between those cars up ahead, because they are running so close together. For a team, like for our team, this is a beautiful setup for the race. There's a pack ahead of us fighting, but that pack ahead of us is, you know, pretty far ahead of us in pace. And then the pack behind us that's close to us in pace, they're also fighting. And the two of us are running right in between them. So as a team, this is really a good position to be in. And what Haas has been looking for all of this season, basically. Hey, DRS is back.
We think the car behind might be struggling with fuel issues. See if you can increase the gap.
So what do? Do I pass him or not? That's a terrible run. My gut tells me to not try to pass him, to try to just cruise behind him for a little while. But if I'm going to be doing stuff like that to stay off of him, then it's not worth it. There's quite a bit of this race left to go. Pit stop information. No? Nothing? I thought I said that pretty clearly myself. Pit stop information. Alright, well, I'm gonna take it. That's broken. You know, update the game. You gotta fix some things and break some things, otherwise, what are you gonna do with your time? Alright, you got me all discombobulated now.
You're pushing too hard. It's causing your gearbox to take increased wear.
That's probably one of my least favorite messages.
Window, you'll be on the medium. seconds.
Alright, well, that's what I ultimately wanted to know. That means we're 2 to 3 laps away, basically.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They seem to have an issue.
Nothing's got an issue, so we won't have him blasting his way through the field. That'll be nice. If that actually holds true. They've said that many times, and then that same car rockets by us at 1,000,000 miles an hour. An issue might mean that they had like a slow sector or something. I don't know. Yeah, I can't help but notice he's still catching that pack behind us. I see that teal dot growing ever closer. This is the turn I've been mucking up. Try and do better. I don't want to race you, because that's just going to cost both of us time. Interestingly, he's going to have pit priority here. This will be the first time we've ever had that.
Some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
10 minutes out. 10 minutes out for the rain. See, this is not our team any good. We don't need to be doing that kind of shenanigans. And Verstappen's out of the race, so we won't be dealing with him working his way through the field for sure. Any kind of caution to do with this? Or sorry, safety car. Not a caution.
We're running an excess of fuel. We can turn up the engine to mix mode 3 if you need it. Turn fuel to rich.
See, I think I could. I'm gonna wait till he pits. I'm probably gonna do a lap after he pits on like the top modes. Unless he's on a different strategy, that's not impossible. I just don't like that pack behind us has been closing as of the last 2 laps. I think Magnussen has been holding us up. So this car's off to the right here.
In this lap.
Oh, we're putting
Push
first.
now. Our gap behind
Okay.
is 2.2 seconds.
Try the over-under on me, huh? I don't think so.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
That's good that we got around him before the pit stop. Because beyond that, we're probably going to undercut him if he is on the same strategy. I imagine he is.
Box.
I messed that up. Okay, save it, save it, save it, save it. Don't lose too much. Don't lose too much. I knew I would do it. I knew I would walk off track there eventually. That was just a really, really bad time for it to happen. Please don't try to pass me here. Nope. There's our race.
Safety car deployed.
Safety car deployed? For what? For me?
Watch your delta.
I
Make sure you
wasn't-
keep it positive as we catch the pack.
Oh no, somebody's out of the
Check
race. It
your
wasn't for me.
MFD for a new strategy
It was not for
option.
me. Man, that couldn't have gone worse, really.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits.
I don't know.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
I'm not even gonna bother trying to save fuel. We got too much in the car.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast.
Sorry,
Reduce your
sorry.
pace.
We got a long way to catch up to the field. So the good news is we're gonna leapfrog a lot of cars in this. that haven't hit yet. The bad news is we've lost 3 positions in our spin. Which was very unfortunate because it was basically just that I needed to get to pit road, and then I got freaked out because somebody was trying to pass me to the inside as that was happening. Oh, he's pitting now. That may not end up being good for us then. We may not get back around him. We've been given go-ahead to go full speed. I don't know who dropped out of the race at that same exact moment, but let's be glad that they did. Yeah, I think he got out of pit road way ahead of us. Yeah. So we are pretty screwed now. Pretty screwed.
Boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tire.
And then 15 minutes out for rain. Who knows what's going to happen with that? I knew that turn was going to be a problem. That's why I was so concerned about this race, because I just didn't feel like I had the car under me in the slow section of the track for the entirety of practice and even qualifying. It finally caught up with me there as I passed Magnussen, lost my reference for 1, and for 2 was on a high engine mode that was giving us a lot of extra pace, and it was just too much for where the tires were and where I was to handle. The turn's just really tricky. It's very hard to see the exit. Okay. Magnussen's gonna be way up there. Oh, Hartley is up in the mix. Alonso, Ocon, Hamilton. I'll just have to see what I can do with these cars back here to try to get up backed into like the 6th or 7th position at least. Try and make something of this race. Magnussen is indeed in 5th. Which means he didn't lose any positions in that exchange. Honestly, I would have been in really good shape if I hadn't spun into pit road. I'm real lucky there was no cars that made contact with me, because that's a pretty big moment. Don't grade me out. No! No, don't do that. I hate it when you do this. Stay behind Perez, why?
Give that position back. We are under safety car conditions and cannot overtake. Return the position.
Game, I told you. Please explain to me why that was the case. Basically, he just approached me so fast that the game was like, oh, no, 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 they might make contact, I better gray him out. Nothing like smacking a guy while he's down, you know? Jeez.
Safety car in this lap.
It's been a rough couple days for me. This is not helping.
Make sure those tires are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position
like
until the green flags.
Man possessed now. You just wait to see what kind of symphony of errors this is going to be. See? Told you. Oh, Hartley.
Teammate by 2.6 seconds.
Was Hartley a lap down? What was going on there?
Green flag.
Nobody's got DRS here yet. But everybody's on rich mix. Everybody's full power. That got hairy. Hamilton's trying to dice his way through the field. Struggling with Ocon a bit there. basically like race start. Everybody's on fresh tires. Boy, I've forgotten how much I hate the mediums, too. That adds another layer to this. Stroll's behind us on ultras. Lovely. So now I'm having to hold off a frickin' Williams.
Switch to overtake and have a go.
Somebody just pit. Oh, buddy. Giving her all she's got. Nice, I got him onto the curbs, which made him spin the rear tires, let me get by.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
That's usually how fast this works. And because we think rain's coming, we have no need to be easy on these tires at all. Really struggle with that section, don't I?
Laps out yet, but it is coming. Be careful. Okay,
Now
the
we
stewards
have
have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
We didn't get it there, though. Just got a nice drift instead. Hamilton's going to be on it here, too. We're going to be going down to this turn, this hairpin, very, very fast. Probably faster than qualifying pace. I really wish I would have stuck a set of ultras on this thing on the stop, but there wasn't time to do that. That would have taken an engineer to make that call. Of course, we don't have. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Why is they even warn us about contact there? I just realized why the fuel is off so much, because we did the race strategy program with the DRS broken. Come on, he's got to be able to pass Ocon here, right? He's trying. 3 wide. Perez is back in the picture now. Oh, that was heart-stopping. He must just had a big slip there or something, because he lost so much speed in the middle of the turn. We are incredibly lucky there was no contact. Incredibly lucky. Shit. Okay, that was just a little bobble. Don't worry about it. I need to... Oh, Alonso with the bobble. I need to use the draft of Hamilton to help pull me around Alonso as well. Hey, hi, hello. Boy, how did Hamilton get it turned in there? How? How did he get it turned in there?
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS
we'll try. I was using it, dude. Now, if you've been noticing what's been going on, it's been a wild one. I think Hamilton still has a problem with his car. It still seems off pace, at least, compared to what I would expect. Seems like he doesn't get out of the turns maybe as well as I would expect him to. Or maybe it's a little bit of a power problem. Actually, I would almost think maybe he's missing a gear. Could be it. Push him wide, but knock it over under. Alright,
Brilliant. Nice move.
everything's back to normal. We're still behind Magnussen. And, yeah. It's like nothing ever happened. It's like nothing ever happened. Everything's cool. Don't go wide in that turn cone. Am I missing fifth gear? I feel like I'm missing fifth gear. Yep.
We've lost one of the gears. The transmission is significantly damaged. We're down a gear.
You don't say, Jeff. You don't say. Usually they come back. But we'll see.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.9 seconds.
Rain, I see sprinkles. Yeah, I bet you the fuel calcs were way off, which is why we're so heavy on fuel. And I bet you that's why I was really struggling with the car in the beginning of the race. Because we were just so much heavier than everyone else. I'm still struggling to burn off this fuel. Sitting on rich. Honestly, of all the gears to lose, that one seems like probably the best.
Right, we've looked at the gearbox issue, but I'm afraid there's nothing we can do. Try and drive around it. We'll just have to hope for the best. Remember that you have a lot of torque in these power units, so you should be able to stay in higher gears for a lot of the lap.
Yeah. That doesn't always mean it's not going to come back, by the way. We gotta watch this rain. This track could go slick at any second. And we need to be pitting for inners
A new
ASAP.
strategy is available on the MFD. Okay, copy that.
I was a bit late for that call. But I did hit it right in front of Hamilton. Almost on the same problem where I just couldn't get the car turned down to pit road. That's what spun us earlier, and it almost happened again. Alright, team, we need a good stop to get us out in front of those 2, 3, whoever many there are.
Go, go, go.
They
You'll
lost
be
us a
racing
position
on
to
the
Hamilton.
exit.
We're still holding on pit road. Thank you for that, team. You're awesome. I love you. You're the best team ever. I hope you all
Okay, stay clear
get
of the
food
white line
poisoning.
on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Alright, well, all that work I did to get around Ocon before, I get to do it again. Yay! Wonder if we're going to leapfrog any of the cars ahead of us. Magnussen may lose positions here as he's out on track on slicks a little too late. Hello, Hangups. I've been waiting for you. Wait, was fifth gear back? Did you guys see fifth gear? 2, 3, 4,
Okay, the
5. Yep.
stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
Now, I wasn't doing too hot in the rain here in qualifying. I gotta hope that I'm doing better now than I was then. Fitting
Kevin
now.
is in for his stop.
It does seem pretty late in the lap, so we may be around him, but it would suck because he's gonna lose positions. And a race that looked like we were finally going to be finishing near each other He's exiting now, so he only lost the one position. Watch the track out. Oh, he actually got out in front of Hamilton? Excuse me. Pardon me.
The gap to the car behind is 1.5 seconds.
I forgot Hamilton still has car issues, too. If I can drive clean, and if I can keep on track well enough, not impossible we could run him back down again. I wouldn't say it's probable, but it's not impossible. Remember what I said about running clean, though. I run clean, though. Track's only gonna get worse every lap. Easy. This is a bit what I was worried about with the rain. Thought it was going to be too slow. It's a straightaway speed.
The car in front is 3.3 seconds.
I'm getting everything out of that one turn. It's very risky, and the AI are not being that risky at all there. There's not a ton of laps left, which means that at least we won't be dealing with running in the rain for terribly long.
Engine is looking a little worn. Power output will be less than optimal.
Well, probably because I've been running in rich all the race too. I'm sure that hasn't helped. That hasn't helped at all. It's been a very tough race weekend. So many different reasons why. If I could get back to Hamilton, I could really feel good about everything that's happened, though. At least feel good about the recovery. 7th is still gonna feel okay, honestly, considering everything that's happened, but if I could get back around Hamilton, it would definitely make me feel better about the mistakes that I made. Car definitely sounds real unhealthy. Some mechanical issues. I decided not to change a lot of the parts due to the fact I didn't think this was going to be a particularly strong weekend for me after practice performance. I think that was a good call. We may be dealing with some penalties moving forward to replace parts.
I know these conditions look pretty terrible, but that water is draining away. I think the intermediate is going to stay the tyre of choice for a while yet.
I would agree. But definitely still closing on Hamilton. We got a yellow flag up ahead of us for unknown reasons.
Yellow flag.
One of the Ferraris spins? Or has had a problem.
Okay, clear.
Vettel, problem from the lead. Wait, didn't that happen to him here? No, he spun out. Yeah, he spun out in the real race here. I knew he had some kind of problem. Well, that brings us up to 6th. That means we might be able to fight for a 5th. Means Magnussen's in 4th. That would be a great result.
This heavy rain will last around 15 minutes, after which we should see a transition to light rain.
So it's definitely not going to rain any more than this. We are in the midst of the mist now. And overdrive myself into the hairpin. He's going to give us the outside. I'm going to break the 150. I'm going to try and keep him tight to the inside, not let him push me out to the curb. We already saw what happened with that earlier. And we do get a better run out of the turn. I do think...
Good job. Nice overtake.
I think he's got some kind of problem with either the engine or the gearbox. That puts us back P4 and P5. My only mission for the rest of this race is to stay on track. No spins, no offs.
We're accumulating some wear on the MGUK.
Fine.
To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Totally fine. Totally cool. I didn't just wet my pants, it's raining out. The water's pooling up there. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. I just tried to get a drink and my hand was shaking too much. Okay. Easy through here. Nice and early for this one. Watch the lockups. Certainly not stepping away from Hamilton as fast as I would like. It's a bit riskier than I need to run. This end of the track is just really treacherous in the rain. There we go, that was good. That was a good lap. A few more like that, and we'll be home free. Okay. Easy,
Gap to
easy.
the car ahead is 2.7 seconds.
We're 1.5 ahead of Hamilton. We're getting that gap that we wanted. We have been closing on Magnussen, but I'm trying to not even consider that to be an option, just so I stay focused on staying on track. So much extra fuel because of the rain, too. Nice and easy through here. That's better. I think this is the turn where Vettel binned the car from the lead. Oh, what could have been if not for that race even. That really seemed to be the one that tilted the shift of the season. You know, it just really, I think, put Hamilton in position to dominate from there. Hello, grip loss. I think we're pretty much lockstepping now. 2.7 in front, 2.0 behind. Fourth and fifth is going to be a great result for us, though. Way better than I would have imagined. A little bit thanks to some attrition. A lot thanks to the safety car. But also drove my feet off for the bit after the safety car went in. Hitting pit road when I did to get to the inners. Also a key moment, I think. Okay, he's really falling back now. It's good. If not for that last sector, I think I could have closed on Magnussen, but he's just too much better
Final lap of the
through
race.
there for me to really take advantage. Flirting with disaster in that turn the whole race. Just trying to get everything I can out of it. At the end of the race here, though, I still feel like I had more pace than Magnussen overall. So I don't think I've made a mistake with my difficulty settings. I feel happy with it. But it would be really enjoyable, I think, to have that be a battle for the two of us to fight for, potential podiums the rest of the season. This is just one track, though. It's just one race.
There's 5
We'll have
laps
to see.
of fuel remaining.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Gap to car in front is
Yeah, you think they...
1.9 seconds.
Ooh, that was close. You think they messed up that fuel calc a little bit? Just a touch. Bottas wins. Magnussen with a P4, his best result of the season, I believe. And a P5 for us. A very, very hard-fought P5. I am not
Okay,
disappointed.
pick up rubber and bring it home.
I will pick up rubber and bring it home. I just gotta find the 7-Eleven first. Whew. What's our podium look like?
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. So as I
does
say
the
that,
podium
we
look
can
like?
see the drivers coming out now to collect their
Oh, I see.
trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley.
Alright. Let's wrap this puppy up,
So
see
then,
what we
it's time to see how
did.
this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Moving on to
Yes.
the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Oh, well, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. He was fast, decisive, everything you'd want from a top-class driver.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Sauber, whose good result moves them further up the championship. It was
man.
great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
Tough fight there between Williams and Sauber with 1 and 2 points. So, we actually moved up in the points to 3rd, even though we had a rough race because Verstappen DNF'd. We're also still drawing close to those front two because of their DNFs all the time. Magnussen moved up to 8th. Team solidified its pole. Basically, I mean, it's kind of over there, isn't it? Way, way ahead of Renault. So that's nice. And I think 5th is a good result for us, despite what happened in the race. 7th to 5th. Nice to see Magnussen in 4th after starting 4th. That's really good. And yeah, it was a tough race. It was an interesting race. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're looking forward to more battles like this. Although I would still like to try for some podiums. Alright, no questions for us today, so there we go. You see we did lose some points, I believe, in our rivalry stuff, but we're still barely ahead of Ricardo there. That's going to be much more difficult as we go through the season. And we have, once again, gotten our rivalry complete against our teammates. That's another 25 purple stars, whatever that means. And, yeah, we'll move on to the next race.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
And the team's still happy, so everything's looking good. Thanks always for watching, and I will see you next time.